44 years to the day that President Nixon resigned and left the White House in disgrace. But some of Nixon's words are making a comeback 4 decades later. John Avlon joins us with our reality check. Sir.
That's right, JB. Look, President Nixon took that unprecedented step to avoid impeachment. Now, there are some Democrats and even Republicans who seem to want to make the coming midterms about the possible impeachment of President Trump. But we're not going to go there. No one should be an instinctive impeachment enthusiast. But it does seem like an appropriate time to look back at the striking and surprising ways that President Trump has identified with and echoed his most polarizing predecessor. It goes back to at least 1987, when Nixon sent a letter to Trump that the president still cherishes. In it, Nixon wrote of his wife, Pat, quote, "She is an expert on politics, and she predicts that whenever you decide to run for office, you will be a winner." Not surprising, Donald Trump liked that prophetic document. And echoes of Nixon were evident throughout Trump's presidential campaign. For example, Trump called his supporters
the silent majority. It's back, and it's not silent.
Now, that is a line lifted directly from Nixon.
So tonight, to you, the great silent majority of my fellow Americans, I ask for your support.
Different style, same substance. And in fact, Trump's 2016 convention speech was specifically touted by then campaign manager, Chairman Paul Manafort, as a return to Nixon's 1968 convention speech and its law and order theme. Now, both men are attracted to not just the same type of person to their sides, but in some cases, the same people as advisors. Roger Ailes, Roy Cohn, who was an influential advisor to Trump before he entered politics, and Roger Stone. Now, both men see themselves as archetypal tough guys in the arena. And on the value of fear, let's play a quick game of Who Said It. Quote, "People react to fear, not love. They don't teach that in Sunday school, but it's true." And real power is, I don't even want to use the word, fear. Well, the first is Richard Nixon. The second is President Trump, in a quote he gave to actually Watergate scribe Bob Woodward for the title of his upcoming book. Now, once in office, both men declared war on the media. Here's Nixon.
The press is the enemy. The press is the enemy. The press is the enemy.
Sound familiar? Here's President Trump.
A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people.
Now, as the Watergate investigation heated up, Nixon declared it was nothing but a witch hunt. Trump, of course, cries witch hunt constantly, more than 20 times in May and June alone. And when the political news tightened around Nixon, he tried to loosen it by claiming he was above the law, as he famously told David Frost.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
By definition.
Exactly.
Now, Trump's legal team said something suspiciously similar. Quote, "It remains our position that the president's actions here, by virtue of his position as the chief law enforcement officer, could neither constitutionally nor legally constitute obstruction, because that would amount to him obstructing himself." And Trump has said somewhat the same thing.
Yes, I do have an absolute right to pardon myself, but I'll never have to do it because I didn't do anything wrong.
Now, finally, Nixon's resignation came after the Supreme Court decided unanimously that he had to turn over the secret White House tapes involving Watergate. Now, Judge Brett Kavanaugh has suggested that the Supreme Court might have made the wrong call against Nixon. Brett Kavanaugh, of course, is President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court. So as you can see, while many presidents are happy to treat Nixon as political kryptonite, Donald Trump likes to keep him close. And that's your reality check.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't think that President Trump would have any problems with the comparison up until that point 44 years ago today.
No, I think that's exactly right. He doesn't want to take the parallel too far, but he really does identify with Richard Nixon in a way that is unusual in modern American politics.
All right, John?
Unusual is one way to put it.
Thanks very,
John,
very
thanks.
much.